Donald Trump is losing more now in the courts than he was in his first term, including this string of losses this week.
A federal judge is blocking plans from the Trump administration.
A federal judge ruled against the Trump administration.
A federal appeals court on Friday say Trump went beyond his executive authority.
Many of the president's global tariffs are in doubt, as you might know, following that high-profile court ruling.
Well, a judge says President Trump's use of the National Guard during immigration protests here in L.A. is illegal.
Trump is losing more because he's doing more things than before, than the first term, that are clearly illegal. So let's look. A federal appeals court ruled most of those tariffs, basically the entire trade war, is illegal. And that means the entire tariff system could be paused and canceled. He gets a little time to appeal it. That's only fair. But right now, he's lost that case. Another one, the National Guard. Illegal. The way he deployed them in L.A. amidst the immigration protests was an abuse of authorities that he does not actually have. That matters because if that case holds, it will limit his ability to try that same move in the future. And there are many experts who say in other countries, we've seen leaders do that to interfere with elections, for example. Another loss on misusing a wartime act, basically war powers, to try to deport Venezuelan immigrants. He lost that case. And he lost his bid to oust an official at the FTC because he didn't have the authority to fire that person. We're going to see X's on those kind of issues because Trump keeps trying to fire people like this is The Apprentice when, as you may know, a lot of the federal government, a lot of the military has government employees that the president doesn't personally oversee. They're supposed to have more independence. Over on the right, you see the X for ruling against his effort to basically misappropriate or swipe about $5 billion in foreign aid. Now, we're following all of this. The X's reflect what's been happening. If he wins, we'll show you that as well. And there was a federal appeals court ruling for Trump, a win on an environmental case where basically he did have the authority, because it depends, to try to scale back what was a large amount of climate funding that he, under his administration, does not want to put into those more green climate programs. That's a ton of losses just this past week. Immigration is an area where he's losing in different ways because there's overall questions about deportation. There's questions about his effort to rewrite the Constitution's definition of citizenship, something that no president can do. The Constitution isn't rewritten by a single person. Otherwise, we wouldn't have one. And then we had a judge saying the administration also cannot just send children to Guatemala. So that held back. That's something where he actually got caught and the people that he wanted to send aren't going there. Another says he's forbidden from deporting that immigrant Garcia, at least until more evidence is heard. And that comes as a follow-on to the Supreme Court case he lost, which is why Garcia was brought back to the country. So that's what's happening. And if you're kind of leaning back sometimes from the media or your phone and going, it seems like he's getting away with everything, he's not. And if you're looking at a headline where he's claiming war powers or something else, sure, we can report that he said it, but we also have to, in journalism, do the follow-up report that he lost it, and he doesn't have that power, and that judges still have the last word on what's legal in our constitutional democracy.